Paul McCartney has written more than 300 songs with John Lennon, and yet he says there was never a dry session. Never a day when the music didn't come. At 80, McCartney doesn't look back with regret. He doesn't rank his memories. He simply remembers. And somehow, when he remembers, the world feels warmer. For over 60 years, his melodies have carried hope. Some songwriters are clever, some are technical, but McCartney is the rare one who writes straight to the heart. When you hear him sing about a barber on Penny Lane or a dream he can't quite hold on to from yesterday, it feels like your own story, too. Few artists can make sadness sound so beautiful or turn the simplest words into forever. Through every Beatles era, from youthful pop to psychedelic experiments, Paul was the optimist, the melody maker, the glue that held the harmony together. Even when the band fell apart, he never stopped believing in what they built. And now, looking back, he admits there are certain songs that still move him, songs that remind him why he started, why 4 Kids from Liverpool changed everything. Out of hundreds, only 5 stay closest to his heart. These are Paul McCartney's 5 favorite Beatles songs, the ones that define not just the band, but the man. Number 5, Let It Be. Some songs are messages. This one was a prayer. Let It Be came to Paul in a dream about his mother, Mary McCartney, who died when he was just 14. In the dream, she appeared to him again, reassuring him, "It will be all right. Just let it be." Paul woke up with the melody complete in his head. He sat at the piano, still hearing her voice, and played what felt like a mother's hug put into music. It became the Beatles' final single, a hymn during chaos. The band was collapsing, lawsuits everywhere, but this song rose above the drama. It wasn't just pop anymore. It was gospel. It was faith. It was Paul giving comfort not only to himself, but to millions. At weddings, funerals, hospital beds, graduation halls, Let It Be became universal healing. Proof that the simplest words can carry the deepest truth. Number 4, Penny Lane Home isn't just a place. Sometimes it's a song. For Paul, that song was Penny Lane, a love letter to his Liverpool childhood, painted with melody like brushstrokes. The barber showing photographs, the banker in his car, the fireman with the hourglass, these weren't just characters. They were his neighbors. His memories, recording it felt like bottling sunshine. The trumpet solo sparkled like joy itself. The harmonies felt like brotherhood. Every detail mattered, because this wasn't just a Beatles song. It was Paul's childhood preserved forever. Fans didn't need to visit Liverpool. They had Penny Lane, and in it they found their own childhood streets, their own lost summers. For Paul, the song proves that looking back with love can sometimes be the most powerful way forward. Number 3, Yesterday. Some songs are labored over. Others arrive as if gifted from somewhere higher. Yesterday was one of those. Paul woke up one morning with the melody complete in his head. Every note was there, every chord in place. At first, he didn't believe it was his. He played it for friends, certain he must have stolen it. Nobody had ever heard it before. It was too sad, too different, too vulnerable. The Beatles didn't know what to do with it. So Paul recorded it alone, with just a string quartet and his naked voice. The result became one of the most covered songs in history. Not just about lost love, but lost time, lost people, lost versions of ourselves we can never return to. For Paul, Yesterday is proof that the most fragile songs are often the strongest. That bearing your soul is what connects you to everyone else. Number 2, A Day in the Life. 4 minds became one. And together, they created a revolution disguised as a pop song. A Day in the Life began as fragments. John had one section. Paul had another. They were different in tone, in mood, in style. On paper, they shouldn't have fit together. But the Beatles had a way of making opposites collide into something bigger. John's verses were dark, surreal, drawn from the newspaper. Car crashes, tragedies, the randomness of life. Paul's section was light, upbeat, about rushing through an ordinary morning. And then came the orchestra, chaos climbing to heaven, instruments instructed simply to start at the lowest note and end at the highest. The sound of the universe stretching. When it was finished, the song was unlike anything anyone had ever heard. Too weird for radio, too brilliant to ignore. For Paul, A Day in the Life represents the peak of Beatles collaboration, proof that when trust and creativity met, the band became greater than the sum of its parts. Number 1. Here Comes the Sun. Paul's favorite Beatles song wasn't even his own. It was George Harrison's masterpiece, Here Comes the Sun. George wrote it in Eric Clapton's garden one spring morning, escaping the stress of endless meetings and tension within the band. With just an acoustic guitar, he captured pure joy. For Paul, it was everything the Beatles were meant to be. Simple, hopeful, radiant. He was proud of George for writing it. Recording it felt like therapy. Harmonies stitched old wounds. Instruments danced around each other like friends rediscovering why they started playing music in the first place. Over the years, the song became a healing presence around the world. In hospitals, at weddings, during difficult times, it reminded people that no matter how dark the winter, spring always returns. Even now, Paul admits that performing Here Comes the Sun still brings him close to tears, not from sadness, but from gratitude.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.